is down there for us. And Matt, I'm surprised if you've got any voice left, because you must have been screaming and shouting today. What an amazing day.
Seriously could not believe what we were seeing today, and I think that's generally the feeling in the whole of the North Greenwich Arena. I mean, Great Britain are currently in second behind the USA, but this is the big news, that they're ahead of China and Japan. I mean, everybody is seriously stunned, and coming up in the last subdivision, I mean, there's 3 different competitions today. There's so many gymnasts to get through, so everything's broken up into 3. And in the last one, you've just got European teams. Now, just a couple of months ago, Great Britain became European team gold medalists, so they shouldn't be too much of a threat either.
Amazing. So are we saying that this morning China just had an absolute shocker, or are we saying that Great Britain outperformed what we would have expected from them? How does that lie?
To be honest with you, I think it's a little bit of both, Jake, because, I mean, China are phenomenal in the world of gymnastics. I mean, they've won at 9 of the last 10 world championships, and they did have a shocker. Now, one of their very important gymnasts, Teng Haibin, he actually went out with an injury, and they replaced him with a guy, Guo, who, to be honest with you, he was really the only gymnast that worked on all 6 pieces of apparatus, and he had a real shocker. But, you know, the thing is with China, you can never really take into consideration what happens with them in qualification, because they always do enough just to qualify, and then they'll come out in the team final and absolutely rock it. And maybe there's a bit of a hangover period, you know, from after Beijing. A lot of concentration went into their gymnastics for that, and then afterwards maybe they've just taken the pressure off a little bit. But Japan as well, I mean, we all expected them to come out all guns blazing, but it just didn't work for them. And Uchimura, we expected him to maybe nail 4 individual apparatus finals. He's made 2. He's definitely going to make the all-around as well. But Great Britain they've absolutely surpassed themselves.
It's great. We have to steel ourselves though, just to remember no medals have been won at this stage. You know, that's all still to come. But there's plenty more action from you this evening. We're about to join you in there. So just tell us what we can expect.
Well, you've got Russia, you've got Romania, you've got Germany, and Fabian Hambushin is back as well. He's been out with injury for quite some time, and he doesn't inject a lot of energy into the German camp. So look out for him, and let's see what happens with Germany, Russia, Romania. There's a couple of good all-around gymnasts in there. But as it stands at the moment, Daniel Purvis is 5th. Christian Thomas is 5th going into that all-around. And Christian Thomas is beating Kohai Uchimura. In my eyes, Uchimura is the best gymnast on the planet. So what does that say?
Amazing. Oh, it says an awful lot. And let me just get this clear, that whatever happens for the rest of the evening, it's still a fantastic performance from Great Britain.
Well, no doubt about it, because 8 teams make it, they've definitely qualified, so they can actually have a very nice evening. I don't know whether this little area just below us here, we've got some of the guys who've been doing the security and the troops. This is where the gymnasts would be sitting, but I've seen no sign of Great Britain, so I think they're going to have an early night.
Okay, well, they've turned the lights off. They're either bored of you or they're getting ready for a dramatic introduction of somebody else. But Matt, hopefully they'll turn the lights on, because we're about to join you in there. So thank you very much, and let's now have...
That's the 5th highest score for Marcel Neuer from Germany. But only one of the Japanese gymnasts will be allowed into that final, so that'll bump him up. To 4th, there's 3 in the top 8 so far. Radikov is he's such a powerhouse. Vault, rings, his 2 specialities. He's only 19, I mean, for a ring worker, astonishing.
Circle to Maltese, takes his time, look, very measured. Mistake technically. What about the dismount? It was a double-double. Just a pace.
Radikov, 15.3. Did you notice how perfectly the Olympic rings were framed within the Olympic rings? It's quite something. You'll see it again, Mitch. I'll point it out when it happens again.
I'll try and take notice.
So Great Britain then ahead of Germany and Romania and France. Russia at this stage down in 6th. Quite a bit of gymnastics to go. Ukraine, Japan in 8th. We know that they've finished in 4th, so you've got to wait till all the teams do vault, to be honest. That's when everything sorts itself out. Such a high scoring piece.
Well, we said it before, and I think the E score is too generous. An awful lot of mistakes.
When you say E, that's the execution.
That's the execution score, yeah. Okay, so to do all this difficulty, but you've got to pay the penalty if it doesn't come off cleanly and technically. don't seem to be severe enough. It's unusual for me to criticise the judge, but I think we've got to look again at the ball. The women certainly have, haven't they, Chris?
They took the tariff down. The different committees scored down. When we started with this system of judging, they started with all the vaults at having a 0.5 higher tariff. Sort of ran a trial run and decided it was going to leave the vault out of sync. So it took the tariffs down 0.5 a time, and it's left on the women's side a much more even balance.
The gymnasts are still warming up. You get a bit of time every time they move to a new piece of apparatus. Just a slight delay in proceedings. It's an interesting difference, isn't it, between the gymnasts that are competing first thing in the morning and those that are competing late at night. There's a very different atmosphere, isn't there, in the arena. It's a lot steadier, it seems calmer, it's just a little bit more edgy first thing in the morning.
And of course everyone knows what they've got to do. They haven't actually got to go for broke, they've got to be steady.
Well,
Full twist, the Quast. Change of shape, here comes the dismount. Double, little hop forward. I tell you what, it was very aggressive, but there were style problems.
well, but that will certainly be enough for him to have another chance at an Olympic medal. Philip Boy, 13.8. His teammate, Lucian, got a bronze in Beijing on that piece of apparatus. But Boy he's not a happy chappy.
He's annoyed at himself, he's annoyed at the world, I think. What is frightening about him, you always feel he can up his game at every level of competition. He's still left something to do there, and he'll find it, you can be sure.
15.633 gives him the fourth highest high bar score of the day. Yes. The final. Medal chance for an Olympic medal. Or another Olympic medal, I should say.
You have to feel for Philip Boy. Look at him, he's so dejected there.
But as it's 4 up and 3 count, as far as the team are concerned.
I have to say that Max Whitlock is in 8th place at the moment. So he's just holding his position there.
That'd be lovely to see the two in an Olympic final. He's still angry with himself.
Building. This is David Balyevsky. Russia. Pommel worker and a great all-round gymnast.
Yes, I'm with you, Matt. I think this is going to be a lad we see a lot more of in the future. Lost form a little bit, but strong work.
14.9. That won't be enough for the final.
You know, 15 is a big score on pommels. We're saying that Berkey's under threat, but 15 is a big score on pommels.
Saying it won't be enough for the final. I think it might be enough for the final.
Yeah.
14.9. Puts him in 7th ahead of Whitlock, so... Okay, let's have a look then after 3 rotations. China lead. Great Britain down in 5th. Russia 8th. Japan 10th. This will all change, trust me. It won't end up in this order.
Matt's seeing into the future here.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Got his little crystal ball there.
So Germany moved to floor, which is good news for Philip Boy. His ankle injury. Russian Federation to rings. Well, Spain, Ukraine, Romania moved to parallel bars. Some real powerful boxers in the Spanish team. Certainly one of them, but the bar's been chalked up for Ukraine.
That's another strong piece for them.
You can see the bars that twist out there just to get that perfect distance. So that's just the team job. It's not aiming for the individual final. So China lead Germany. The United States, Great Britain in 4th. Staging the rotations with 2 pieces to go. Ukraine, Russia in 6th. Spain, Italy, Romania, France, Japan and South Korea. I mean, they had a real shock and they've got one gymnast vault. That's it.
I tell you what, this is made, the Japanese and Chinese making not the best competition, has made it a fabulous competition for everybody else. What a team prospect.
If only this was the final. If only it was the final, Mitch. Can you imagine if it was the final? But yes, I mean, things do change quite a lot with 3 up and 3 to count.
But they have set the table very nicely, very close. Lots of competition. It's going to be a great team final.
And of course, all these teams fighting for a place in the top 8. So Romania at the moment outside that top 8. They're going to really be fighting here on the floor. Usually a very good piece for Romania.
Well, this being the penultimate piece of that race, the last piece is real. It's going to be a real nail biter for them.
Bushin moves to Pummels, and we watched him on podium, didn't we, Chris? And he's really got hold of that. That was one of his technically weak pieces. So.
Well, interestingly, the injury that he had was a leg injury, so I'm sure that he spent a lot of time circling in his, time off competition and training any landings and such. So
yeah, it shows because he's looking a lot cleaner.
And as a coach, that's something you always say to your gymnast. Let's use this time of injury to pick up on the pieces that you can do and come back stronger.
Well, as far as the Olympics are concerned, Ocean has come back faster, higher and stronger.
Yeah. When he was a little, we wondered if he'd ever get the strength for rings, but he's got the strength and more.
Oleg Stepko. Said before he's one to watch, but something about this, I love this guy's gymnastics, I really do. He seems to have such a quiet approach, but such conviction behind what he does.
Yeah, you have to pinch yourself, he's still only 18, of course.
Ukraine, 7. Well, my word, it looks like France are going to get in there in 8th. Spain will be 9th. Romania 10th. Look at that. Ukraine 7, France 8. So United States will be first, with Russia 2nd, Great Britain in 3rd, Germany 4th, Japan 5, China 6, Ukraine will be in 7th, and France 8th. With Spain in 9th, Romania will finish in 10th. What an awful situation to be in, to finish 9th, just outside. No chance of a final for them.
But many celebrations for Great Britain tonight.
What about that, finishing in the top 3?
First ever qualification for team final in an Olympic Games.
In a modern, it's kind of the modern thing. I mean, basically we got a top 6 in 1924.
I remember it well.
Yes, and interestingly, Great Britain in the team, they got a bronze exactly 100 years ago. But gymnastics is very different then. It involved rope climbing and swinging things around your head.
The British lads in the audience there, having come this evening to watch.
Marcela Perez has made the vault final. Spain. So we can confirm as we go down through floor. Great Britain have nothing on floor, but pommel horse.
2, I think, is that right?
Well, yes, we're just confirming, there we are, that Max Whitlock is qualified in 8th place, so we have the top qualifier and 8th qualifier on pommel horse.
Wow, how about that?
From a Great Britain perspective, rings will be empty, but on vaults we have Christian Thomas.
And that's quite a feat with a 7 and a 6-6.
Yeah. I'll give you some details on the top 24 as well. Christian Thomas finishes 5th in the all-round. Daniel Purvis finishes 10th. What a performance from the British boys here. The question is, can the women match the men? We will find out tomorrow.
Don't go away.
Well, that is all of the action from the North Greenwich Arena for today. But what a day it has been. Great Britain have qualified 3rd in the men's team. And we have a few gymnastics finals too. Good work, boys.